Is up, Super Fam and Brovengers alike? I am Sensei Finito, and welcome to Marvel Bros, where we discuss all things Marvel and everything pop culture. And today we are going to be talking about DC's Chapter 1 Slate, a new BATFLECK movie that's supposedly in the works, and then Kang's Multiversal War of Kangs that we've been talking about as of late. So, I hope everybody's having a good Super Fam Friday so far. We're going to get nerdy, we're going to get vibey. I know it's a little later than usual, but we still going to chill for a while, go through some things, see who of the super fam and Brovengers pull up, and yeah, and then we're probably going to stream on my Twitch channel afterwards. So tune into that as well. Hold up. I was almost ready. Huh? Bam. Oh, Archie's not right there. And bam. Bam. There we go. There we go. All right. So I hope everybody's having a good day today. I am Sensei Finito, as I have said already. I hope you guys are all having a good one. If you aren't already, make sure you follow us on Marvel Bros to stay up to date with all the latest movie news and reviews that we put out every single day. And then also follow me on my social media at Sensei Finito to stay up to date with all my hot takes and all the things that I'm talking about, seeing, and whatnot. So we definitely hope everybody is doing good. Brovenger is a symbol, you already know. All right. My guy Lewis. What's up with the Lewis Berry? My guy said first. Yo, how you doing today, my guy? I hope you're having a good one. Let's get you your Marvel bucks. Oh yes, gambling is active as well. I think gambling is active. At Lewis and 250. There you go, G. If gambling isn't active, I'll check right now and get that active for you guys. I mean, this week has been kind of slow, not too busy, but I mean, we did get DC Slate, so that was definitely the highlight of the week. So we're going to be talking about that and going through that a little bit more, discussing what we think, and then we actually have a little bit of news pertaining to what our new Batman movie is going to possibly look like. So I hope everybody is ready to check that stuff out. Let's see. Just making sure the gambling is initiated. All right, there we go. It's active now. Let's see. Gamble. Bam. Let's see if that works. All right, it's working. All right, so gambling is active. Okay. Whoa. That was interesting. All righty, gentlemen and ladies. Let's get that active. Man, let me know how you guys were feeling about the announcements that we got this week coming from James Gunn. We're definitely going to be talking about that more next week as well. So, something that I kind of was talking about is that the way we can look at the announcement and what's going to be happening moving forward when it comes to the DC universe is all the movies that we're going to be getting this year are basically going to be the rebirth, like the Flashpoint / rebirth phase of everything. So chapter 0. And then when we get after that, once we get like the other shows that he has talked about, that's when we'll actually be entering into phase 1 or chapter 1, mind you. And then anything that's outside of the DC universe, what he said specifically was Flash, not Flash, but like the television shows that there was, like Superman and Lois, Joker, the Batman, Teen Titans Go, all of that stuff would be more labeled as Elseworlds DC content rather than the DC Universe content. And that would be the way that, everything would be going forward. And I think the best way that they do that too is like give the DC Elseworlds content its own intro logo. The kind of like how we knew when we were watching MCU stuff versus Marvel stuff, because like even though the other Sony stuff says Marvel or whatever it is, it still says Marvel, but it's not the Marvel Cinematic Universe intro. Like, that's completely different. So hopefully they kind of come up with some new intro for the new DC universe, because I mean the old one was pretty cool, but I think they could do something a lot better than that. I just really do think they could do something a lot better than that. I don't know what, but I think it could be better. So we're gonna have to see what that would look like. What do you guys think would be a cool like DC intro logo? I guess because I like Marvels. I even like the other Marvel stuff, like when it was doing X-Men and it was just the comic books flashing and then it said Marvel. Like that was awesome too. Like both iterations are really cool. So I'm really interested in seeing what DC is gonna plan to do, because there's no way they're gonna keep the same logo stuff that they have right now. There's no way. There's just none. So I'm interested in knowing what you guys feel about it, what you guys want to look at, or what you guys want to look for. And let's just take a look at this DC chapter slate, I guess you can say. And like I said, anything that comes this year, that being Shazam, Flash, Blue Beetle, and Aquaman, that will all take place in this Flashpoint universe. Well, I think everything up until Shazam and the Flash take place post like whatever the hell is gonna happen, and then Blue Beetle and Aquaman take place after it, right? So Blue Beetle and Aquaman take place after what happens in Flashpoint. Aquaman is supposedly it directly sets up the events that are going to be happening in Superman Legacy. I don't know how much validity we can, put behind that, because we haven't seen anything, and that could definitely be something that James Gunn is just saying to get people in the seats for the theaters this year. But I'm gonna put a little bit more faith into it as to, that actually might be a thing that we're gonna be seeing. And then going into the actual chapter 1, which is called Gods and Monsters, which I think is actually a really dope name, just to be completely honest. We have Superman. It starts with Creature Commandos actually, but what James Gunn said is that Superman Legacy is actually like the definitive start of the DCU. So Creature Commandos can almost kind of probably be seen as kind of some prologue-ish stuff, but we can't really say that once again until we've seen it. But then we got Waller. We have the Authority, Booster Gold, the Brave and the Bold, Lanterns, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, Swamp Thing, and Paradise Lost. So this is actually I think this is a solid lineup for, the first slate of stuff that we're going to be getting for the chapter 1. And this isn't even everything in the chapter 1 that we're going to get. This is just part 1 of chapter 1. And so there's a lot more that's going to be seen after this. But this is a great start. I think all of these, like the ones that are known and not known, both of them alike, are really good, like blends of everything. You got the big 3 with Superman, Brave and the Bold, and Paradise Lost, having Superman, Batman, of course, Wonder Woman, because Paradise Lost is supposed to be like an HBO Max type, Game of Thrones type of vibe, but set in Paradise Island, which is the homeland of Wonder Woman, and I think that's going to be pretty awesome. Give us a lot more backstory, give us a lot more understanding of how the gods exist within this DC universe. That's one thing that I'm definitely going to continue to preach, is that I'm all the way here for what's going to happen in the future, because if James Gunn can't do anything else, he is a master at world building, and world building is something that is not easy. Writing my own book and doing my own stuff, like, it takes a lot of time to try to build the world and build, some connective tissue with what's going on, and that's why people don't do it. And that's why it's not done well by a lot of people. But I think James Gunn will be really good at it, and especially because from a lot of the things that we heard, he's not just the maestro alone. The people that he has on the orchestra with him are really great. Everyone, he has like a lot of comic book writers, people that know what they're doing, for the sake of knowing what they're doing, and him at the helm with Peter Safran as well. It's just, I think it's a recipe for greatness, and I don't think we're gonna be prepared for how great it's gonna be in the future, because everything that's starting off with, they have a very low budget with money wise. That's why everything has been getting sold left and right, canceled, stuff been getting shipped off of HBO Max faster than you can than it gets put on there, and all of that is due to them being, having a lack of funds. So it's going to be really interesting to see how they handle a lot of these stories with these amazing characters with not putting a huge budget behind it. But now you don't really have to put a huge budget behind everything nowadays. It's just that's kind of what we've kind of come to believe, is that it has to have a big budget for it to be good, but it really might not. And they might show us that. And I'm down. I would love to hear how everyone else feels. I think one of the most hype things that we talked about that comes from this is the Brave and the Bold, right? When it comes to the Brave and the Bold, it looks like it's going to be amazing for one, but it also seems like we're going to get super nerdy in there. That's supposed to be focusing on Damian Wayne as being the Robin, so Batman finding out that he has a son 8 to 10 years later. So we're still going to have that young Damian Wayne. And that's going to lead into a lot of amazing stories and a lot of awesome stuff. And we actually have a scoop coming in from Mike Beasley about Batman Brave and the Bold, which we'll go into in just a second. What else do I want to talk about from here? I think that's it. The Authority and Superman Legacy, of course, I'm super excited about. Once again, supposed main villain for Superman Legacy is Mr. Mxyzptlk. I know a lot of people like Mr. Mix, and I know some people don't like Mr. Mix, but I'm here for it, and then who knows what's going to be going on. And we also know that this entire universe is going to be set in a way where superheroes and metahumans alike have basically been existing already. This isn't something that's just brand new, so we're not going through a bunch of origin stories. We're popping into stories from these characters. Maybe not day one, but we're going to be jumping into some stories with characters and just being plopped into their lives and living with them and kind of figuring out what's going to be going on. And I'm super down for that when it comes to Superman Legacy. The thing that I keep saying about Superman Legacy is it's going to be very similar to how the Sam Raimi Spider-Man was. We got to spend a lot of time with Peter Parker. We got to spend a lot of time with actual Spider-Man, and what happened to one character happened to the other character, because Spider-Man and Peter Parker were they were definitely two separate characters within the Sam Raimi universe, you know what I mean? But they made up one character at the same time. And that's going to kind of be the same thing that they're going to be doing with Superman Legacy, is showing that other side of Superman, showing that humanity, because the human part of Superman is the main key point of who his character is. And that's something that I think they're going to want to tackle and really be able to, do a lot and expand on. And not only that, but we also know, since we're going to have Batman Brave and the Bold, with Batman having his 8-year-old son, that just means that he's going to be older as well. And that's how it is in the comic books, where Batman is older than Superman, So I'm down for all of this. It sounds like a really good time. It sounds like a super good vibe for the universe. Just to be able to see a lot of stuff. And once we get into these scoops that we have about the Brave and the Bold, you guys are definitely going to be understanding where a lot of the hype that I have is going to be coming from. So let's check it out. Oh, and then of course the Elseworlds stuff that we were also talking about. Elseworlds is going to be Joker, the Batman 2, and just things along the lines of that, which is going to be awesome. But overall, I'm super hyped for Chapter 0. I wasn't that hyped for Chapter 0 initially, but that's because a lot of us thought that it was just going to kind of be useless. I was always going to see the movies regardless, because I'm a movie buff. I like watching the movies anyway. I like to be able to formulate my own opinion, and especially to be able to know what I'm talking about and not just kind of regurgitate the information that I've heard someone else say about, how they felt about a movie. I want to be able to have my own opinion about something. So that's why I watch everything, even if people are saying it's trash. I still want to see it, so I can have a say-so on the matter, for lack of better words. So I was already going to be watching Flash and Shazam and all those movies, but then when James Gunn came out and said, hey, Shazam, the events of Shazam lead directly into the Flash. And then the Flash leads into Aquaman, and Aquaman leads into the Superman movie that we're going to be making. It's all right. So that's interesting. And then they also say that supposedly there's not a lot of things that they had to they didn't reshoot any scenes. They just took out scenes from like the Flash and stuff and it kind of made it fit into their universe that they're trying to build out anyway. So I don't know, man. I'm excited. I'm really excited to see what's going on. We've heard nothing but amazing things about the Flash from like day one, even though the things with Ezra Miller have, Ezra Miller have subsided. But also with that, we hear that, Ezra Miller has been going to therapy. Ezra has been doing all the things that WB has asked of them to do. So there is a big possibility that we might move forward with Ezra Miller still being the Flash. Depending on how other things turn out. But that's one of those things where we're just going to have to wait and see. And I know a lot of people are going to, pick their sides of the fence when it comes to Ezra Miller and their stance within the new DC universe. And it's going to be like, so we're keeping this person, but we're not keeping Henry Cavill, and that's a really good standpoint. But I do understand at the same time, because they're looking for a younger Superman to be able to go into these different stories that they really missed out on by DC not doing anything for 10 years. Like, it's not James Gunn's fault that WB waited 10 years to make another Superman movie. Like, we had an entire Infinity Saga in the time that it took for them to even think about doing something else with Henry Cavill definitively. So it sucks, but that's just kind of how it happens sometimes. And even though it does suck, and even though that's the way it be, I'm still excited to see what this new DC universe is going to look like, especially Batman, with the things that we're about to talk about right now. Okay, so when it comes to this, this is a scoop that's coming at us from Mike Beasley, of course, the man, the myth, the legend. And what we're going to be talking about here is Batman, Brave and the Bold, and basically what it's, what that movie is going to look like. And as far as the director, the tone, and the overall amazingness that it really is, you guys, like it's definitely awesome. Like when I was putting all this stuff together for the scoop, I was like, yo, this is going to be pretty amazing. So I haven't read everything fully, so we're about to kind of experience a lot of it together. So make sure you guys drop a like on the stream if you haven't already, because we're definitely about to get into some nerdiness, baby. Okay. So, it starts off by saying, so we know via James Gunn that Batman, the Brave and the Bold will be a Robin story, a father-son story. I'm here to tell you, nah, not completely. This is a Damian Wayne story. Remember I told you about Robin and the League of Assassins in a film? This is that. Ra's al Ghul, Talia al Ghul, Nanda Parbat, the League, all in this film. But that's not all. Nightwing will be in this film. There can't be Damian Wayne without already having Dick Grayson. And that's something that we was definitely talking about on the channel quite a bit. Remember, we are operating in a world where all these heroes are already out and operating. No origin story is needed, jumping straight in. So now we have Nightwing and Robin and the League. Like, this is kind of everything that we were kind of hoping for when it comes to what this DC universe may be looking like for the future, right? I'm really excited about this for multiple reasons. Because Ra's al Ghul, Talia al Ghul, having the League of Assassins in general is going to be incredible when we don't even know, because we haven't, like, Gotham is one of the best ways that we've kind of got the League of Assassins. Well, I guess Arrowverse kind of did a pretty good job with the League of Assassins as well, right? I guess we can kind of say that. But overall, that sounds amazing, because when you're talking about Damian Wayne, it is straight, you're in a really A1 time for that, yo. Like, you're in a really A1 time for that. So I think that, oh my gosh, I think that Damian Wayne, okay, I'm so happy about this right now, bro, because this means such amazing things for everybody, bro, because the DC universe that's built up around what this means is going to be next level, right? Like, that's why everyone has been waiting for a really good Batman film to be done, and it sounds like they're going to make the best Batman that we've ever seen live action, basically. Like, take everything that people love about him from all the animated movies that they've made from him, which there's been a shit ton, and put it all into this character. But this is just the beginning of the scoop, okay? So y'all just hold on to your britches. Yo, Renato says, give me all that. Hey, what's up with it, Renato? How you doing, my brother? Where's it at?
Hello there.
There we go. How you doing, G? I hope you had a good ride home. Made it home all safe and sound, snuggy wuggy with the flip flops and the slippers on. You dig? Batman fans should be very excited for this. Oh yeah, we are for sure. And you speak about the myth and he show up. Yo, what's up with it, Mike Beasy? Hope you're having a wonderful Friday today, my brother. Hope all my brothers and nerdiness having a fantiddly-tastic day. And it's about to get even more fantiddly-tasticer because these things that we about to get into, yo, it's about to get crazy. It's about to get crazy. All right, let me see. Where is... Bam. All right. Yo, I'm telling you, I'm hyped for this. All right. Gunn is looking to cast the entire Bat family for this film. Yo, the entire Bat family is gonna it's possible that we get everybody in this film. Yes, that also means Batgirl is getting recast. My guy's trolling a little bit with that. Gunn and Affleck have been talking to find some films for Affleck to direct, and this is trending in that direction. Affleck has always wanted to do his own Batman film. He had a script for his own solo film, and it looks like he's getting to make good on that project, yo. So BATFLECK is gonna make a BATFLECK. Yo, BATFLECK is making a BATFLECK. All right, yo. Yo, it is about to go up, down, left, right, and everywhere, bro. I am super hyped for that. It's definitely gonna be a vibe. And I am really excited to see what is going to be going on within this new DC universe, not just with Batman, but with everybody that we might get. Because, like, one thing that I believe we were talking about this in Mike Beasley's Discord, right, is how the hell do you have Damian Wayne without Nightwing, yo? Like, Nightwing is a pivotal part of who Damian Wayne is, right? Like, who Damian Wayne's becomes as Robin and just everything. Like Batman is definitely a role model for Damian, but Nightwing is the role model for Damian that Batman was for him, you know what I mean? And he does it in a better way. Like, oh man, like the stories and the vibes that we can get from that, you know, from the fatherhood, the brotherhood, all those different perspectives, it can get really spicy and really amazing. And depending on what they do with the Lazarus pit and all that type of shit, it could really be awesome, yo. Like this could literally shape up to be one of the best Batman films ever. And don't get me wrong, I'm never gonna shit on any of the other Batman movies or any of the other stuff. It was everything that we've got from DC has been all awesome in its own way. Even Shazam was awesome in its own way. All these movies have definitely been in their own right good when you look at it from like a, you know what I mean? Like for what it is. But I can't wait to get into this interconnected universe and really be able to just like be like, oh shit, like you just see Batman just walk in and you're like, oh my God, like, because I feel like that's what DC should always be. You know, like with Marvel, you don't get as much crossover. And I don't think we're ever going to get as much crossover as we want from Marvel, ever. Just because the actors that they go after and just different things like that, it's really pricey for the money standpoint. And then trying to get actors to fly out when you have such a popular actor cast as this role, that it's not going to be the only thing they do for their whole life. They're going to be doing a whole bunch of different roles. So people can always fly out. And then, you know, things that like, so that's why we didn't get Doctor Strange and WandaVision in that post-credit scene. But look how awesome it was in Ms. Marvel when Captain Marvel came in at the end. Okay, that's what DC is supposed to be all the time. time. That's why the CW works so well, because you're just watching Arrow and then you're like, holy shit, the Flash just showed up, and then you didn't even expect it. You're like, oh my god, the Flash is here now. And then you go and watch the Flash and you're like, oh my goodness, the episode done crossed over into the Flash. Oh my god, this is amazing. And that's what DC is. That's what it was with the comic books. Like, there's always crossover with the comics. You're rarely just gonna be focusing on one DC character in any comic. I mean, in Marvel, it's more likely to happen. I don't think it'll happen all the time, but it's definitely more likely. But like with DC, baby, we expect crossover. We expect to see other characters. We expect Superman to show up if some shit's going crazy. We expect Batman to call somebody, or for just anything, like, bro. Or to mention the Justice League. Like, I'm not going to call them anything. Like, we need that, because that's what DC stands on. And sidekicks. Like, we always talked about that, though. So that's awesome. And I'm super hyped for that. I think everybody is hyped for that. Like, what? The Bat Family? Give us the entire Bat Family. Who wouldn't want to see the Bat Family? You tell me. I want to see every single one of them, to be honest. I want to see everybody on the Bat Family come to live action. I mean, that Batgirl film, from the things that we've seen from that Batgirl film, that was going to be pretty bad. Like, it was going to be like worse than the CW, like a CW movie on HBO Max. That was not going to go over well at all. So I think they made the right choice with that. But we get to see a new Batgirl. Maybe one thing that I'm definitely a little bummed about, and this is the only thing that I'll say that I'm bummed about when it comes to this entire thing, is not getting the Red Hood story. That's about it. I want that story to play out. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want that to already have happened. I want to see that shit. That story is peak, and it hasn't been told in a awesome way just yet. So, but they could do something to where they make Damian Wayne Red Hood, and I know that it's going to trigger a lot of people from what I just said. But they could do something like that. I don't think they will. I don't think James Gunn is the type of person that rocks with those type of retcons. But, that's just something that could happen. And I'm pretty sure that's what the BATFLECK Black Flick, you feel me? My guy was saying A with the wordplay. You feel me? I think that's what that was supposed to be about. The BATFLECK, right? Was the Robin that died in the DCEU, Batman's Robin, getting resurrected via the Lazarus pit, and then a whole bunch of other shit spiral from that. And we're not going to see that happen anymore, but shit, maybe we do. Maybe we do see something like that. Maybe Jason Todd is in the film and has a focus on being like the main villain or something like that. And that's how Ra's al Ghul and the League of Assassins even enter the fray, is because of all of that. That's very possible. It sounds dope in my head. It depends on how it's executed, though. So let's recap. Damian, Dick, the rest of the Bat Family, Ra's al Ghul, Talia al Ghul, the League of Assassins, with Ben Affleck attached to direct. We'll see how this all turns out. We are still quite a while away from any of this going to production. These are the planning stages, so things may change. It's a waiting game for now. But a wonderful waiting game it is. And it's a waiting game that I am willing to play, because all of this stuff sounds fantastic. You feel me? All of this stuff sounds awesome. And I am so ready for it, yo. I am so ready for it. Doo-doo. I am super ready for all of the things that we have talked about with this, yo. Like, for real. Like, bro, this right here is what got me hyped. Like, I want to see that dynamic between Nightwing and Damian Wayne really or Dick Grayson and Damian Wayne really grow. Damian Wayne really be salty, like, bro, you're not his son, I'm his son. Like, it depends on how obnoxious they're gonna go with Lil Bruh. And I think they might go pretty obnoxious with him, but like, I would love this movie to be R. And because, you know, I want to see Damien smack some shit. I mean, really, come on. Like, to be honest, you can really push that boundary with R. If we look at how Black Adam was, he really smacked a lot of people. Like, he murdered a lot of people in that movie. And he did it in very different ways. He legit ripped someone's arm off. And, like he was doing all the wild shit. And it was still PG-13. So they can definitely press those boundaries a lot better than most people have. You know, that movie really let us know that we got robbed with, like, really not being able to see Venom going crazy and doing the stuff that he was doing. I mean, my guy, The Rock, ripped a devil in half. Like, come on, G. Like, they definitely could have gave us something amazing like that, you know? Like, just push them boundaries a little bit. Like, they can do it for sure, for sure. And I am all the way here for it. I think all of us are here for it. Even the kids that will see the stuff will be like, "Oh, he ripped his arm off!" Like, you know, like that shit is lit. Like, give it to us the right way. You feel me? You're right. They can really push the rating. That's all they got to do is just push that rating, not too hard, but just a little bit. You know, tenderly push into the rating. You know. Just very tenderly push into it. And I think they will. I think it's going to benefit everybody in the end as well. Like, how you going to get them toy sales? By doing all this crazy, amazing stuff and getting the kids in there. You want to see, like, you want these characters and all this shit to be really badass, but at the same time, you don't want I mean, even if you look at Shazam, that one really Shazam pushed the boundaries for stuff too. Like, that movie was PG-13, but it was wild. Like, that movie was wild. And that's one thing that I don't think a lot of people understand from, like, when, like, a movie perspective or like a family perspective. Like, I know some families let their, like, like, every family is different. Some parents let their kids watch wild stuff. Some parents don't, right? Me and my wife are more on the side of not letting our children watch anything that's too wild. You know what I'm saying? Like, so when we're watching Shazam, and we think that, like, it's gonna be cool, like, or not happy-go-lucky, but, you know, we think it's gonna be on some more upbeat vibes type shit. And then all of a sudden, demons is coming out of the woodworks and and devils and bruh's like murdering the lobby. You like, oh my god! And we were still gonna let Jay watch it, and he was like, "Yo, okay, this is actually kind of scary to me. Can we turn it off?" And it's like, okay, so it lets you know that I think these media companies are looking at it from a business perspective that same way. Like, you know, there are some families that don't want to go into that stuff and they don't want to see that stuff. Some countries don't even let that type of shit be put out. So you're on a balance beam of trying to make everyone happy. And that's why I think all these streaming platforms are a W now, because you can have these streaming platforms come into the fray and do something else and put some more X-rated type content out and let it be known that this is not for children. This is not for the faint of heart. This is for this demographic of people, so on and so forth. And that's why I'm really for the whole Snyderverse going to Netflix deal, because that's the best place that it can go. Because I don't think, yes, that movie was amazing. Yes, people loved it, all that, but I don't know if people are going to be in a theater watching that, you know, watching Snyderverse, the 4-hour movie. And I want more 4-hour stuff from that. I don't want short stuff that has to get rushed. I want longer forms of content. And then I don't want it to get canceled because not enough people are going to the theater to see it. Nah, just put it out on Netflix, bro, and we all gonna watch it and love it. And do the limited release type of thing that Netflix does every once in a while. You know, that would be awesome. Netflix definitely needs to get it together when it comes to the whole content game. They talking about, you know, no password sharing. Excuse me? Who do you think you are? So it's going to be really interesting to see how all that stuff pans out as well. But I just wanted to come and talk to y'all about this amazing DC stuff that we've heard about. We're gonna talk a little bit more about some stuff. I went and saw Knock at the Cabin last night in the theaters, M. Night Shyamalan's new movie, and it was actually pretty decent. It was actually pretty solid. It wasn't as terrible as I thought it was going to be. Like I said in my theater review, I have not seen a lot of M. Night Shyamalan movies, so I'm not like a M. Night Shyamalan connoisseur to where I'm like, oh yes, all of the movies he makes are amazing. It's just like, I know he made Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I hate that movie. And then we saw Old, and that movie was really weird. It wasn't the best movie I've seen ever in life. And I've seen a couple other movies from him. I haven't seen any of the critically acclaimed movies that he has. Like, I haven't seen Signs. I haven't really seen Glass. I saw Split. That shit was awesome. So, I've seen some of his movies, but not all of them. But I actually enjoyed A Knock at the Cabin. I actually enjoyed that movie a lot more than I thought I would. Me, my wife, Remy, Hannah, and Battery's sister, we all went and saw the movie. Battery had to do, he was busy. But we went and saw the movie, and we actually really liked it. We appreciated it for what it was. I definitely predicted some things watching the movie early on, and it didn't ruin it for me or anything, because I wasn't sure how they were going to go about it. A lot of things surprised me because I was like, oh shit, that's what they're doing with it. And then the CGI or the graphics looked very well. That's another thing that I said in my out of theater review, is that there was a lot of attention to detail with that movie, with different sound cues and just the shots, the way that they shot the movie, the way that they utilized the camera work and different things like that. I liked it. I appreciated the movie because of that reason. One thing that I'll say for real is in a time where we have like nothing but like reboots and superhero movies, which I love, you know what I mean, and just things along the lines of that, to get something original and like this, I it makes me appreciate it. Like the same with Nope. Like, it wasn't the dopest movie of all time, but it was definitely original, and it definitely stood in its own lane, and that's what made me appreciate that movie. And I appreciated A Knock at the Cabin for the same reason. And that's why Everything Everywhere All at Once is like one of my most favorite movies from last year as well, is because it's just kind of in a league of its own, and it's not necessarily a reboot. It's not a superhero thing. It's just something that's different and coming from the mind of a creator. And I don't know how you don't appreciate, creativeness at some points. At least that's my standpoint on it. And that's why I did really appreciate A Knock at the Cabin. I thought Dave Bautista did a really good job. I thought all of the actors did a good job. I can't think of his name, but Ron Weasley, he was in this movie. I thought he did a good job as well. The main characters were cool. The little girl, I thought she was going to get on my nerves, but she did not. I think Taika Waititi understood that, like that the little girl could easily get irritating if he didn't, utilize the type of character that she was properly. And he did utilize her character properly. He used her really good. The scenes that she's in, she definitely makes you feel like, oh my gosh, we gotta watch out because there's a kid here or something along the lines of that. Hey, shout out to my guy, Jamie Rodriguez. Yo, happy Superfan Friday to you, my brother. Thanks for tuning in, and thank you for the super chat. My guy says, what MCU project would you want M. Night Shyamalan to do? I would want him to do something wild. Like I don't even know, like a Deadpool movie or something weird, like give him like She-Hulk or something wild like that. Like, give him one of those weird ones. Like, let him do something weird with some weird characters. Like, just, hey, make something weird, my G. Like, Like, let him make MODOK or something like that, you know? Like give him something weird and just different to kind of let him do whatever he wants to with his mind. Because I think his mind is definitely interesting. Doing some spookier shit would work for him as well. Because he definitely, like, with that Knockout of the Cabin, it wasn't like a horror movie per se, but it was definitely a little bit spookier. And I liked that. I liked it. Give him Ghost Rider. Ooh, Mike Beasley. Okay, I think Ghost Rider would be wild from M. Night Shyamalan. Whoa, I think that might be wild. I think that would have the potential to be either really good or just terrible, or just bloody terrible, yo. Oh my goodness, yo, let us know, what movie would you guys want M. Night Shyamalan to direct? What MCU project would it be? Or maybe not even a movie. Secret Invasion would be very interesting coming from his point of view. I think that would actually be really freaking cool. Yo, ooh, I think that would be really cool to see him do something like Secret Invasion. It's really right up his, like, spooky, weird alley, and he could do a lot of stuff with, like, I think that would be cool. He could do a lot of stuff with the Skrulls, like, changing their appearances, and maybe looking like some horror movie shit or something like that. I think that would be cool. Or Inhumans. Even Inhumans might be cool. Inhumans and the other one that I just said, those are at the top of my list for sure. Because that just sounds really dope to me for some reason. I would really like to see him do some shit with those aliens. Alien stuff, I think, is definitely up his alley. What about you, Jamie? What project would you want to see M. Night Shyamalan doing? All right. And then going into another thing about the DC stuff, this is another thing that I saw we were talking about in Mike Beasley's Discord, and it was this tweet from James Gunn, and I looked at it, and it made me think of, this is what I'm gonna have to check out, and so this is what I'm gonna let y'all know that you got to check out as well. So let's get into it. We talked a lot about Woman of Tomorrow, but these are more of the comics inspiring DC Studios and the new DCU in these early days. That doesn't mean we're adapting all these comics, but the feel, the look, or the tone of them are touchstones for our team. Check them out. So, these are all gonna go on my watch list very quickly. They're on my watch list already. I'm gonna get them soon. So we're gonna go through, check them out, look at them, and just let me know if you guys have seen or have read these comics, know about them, or have gone through them at all. The first one is Superman, All-Star Superman. This is the deluxe edition. This just seems fire. I'm not gonna lie to you. This just seems fire. I'm really excited. I'm really excited for this. Like, I'm really excited for All-Star Superman. All-Star Superman is definitely more ground level. I believe I haven't read the story, which is what I'll say, but I believe this is the story where you get a different story each issue or something like that, and it's just really focusing on the humanity of Superman and how awesome he is to the world and how much of a humanitarian like person he is. And I think that's something that a lot of people forget when it comes to the Justice League. As I say all the time, though, I don't know a lot about DC stuff, but from my standpoint of how I've always viewed the Justice League, which makes them stand out from like the Avengers and stuff like that, is they're more of like a humanitarian group. Like, they really try to help the world be like better. As to where, the Avengers are just like, oh shit, something's going down, now let's go protect them. Like, the Justice League is like there for the world. They are like a literal beacon of hope type of thing, legitimately, all of them. So that's kind of what I think they're going to try to establish a little bit more, is having that more humane feeling to Superman, having him be more relatable of a character, because he should be relatable because he was raised as a human being type of thing. You know what I mean? Especially it depends on the way that they do it, because I know some iterations of Superman didn't grow up knowing that he had powers. Some iterations of Superman did grow up knowing. Some iterations found out when he was a teenager. Some knew when he was, you know what I mean? So it kind of depends on at what level they started to actually teach Clark Kent about his Kryptonian heritage, and then when he went off into the world, and when he finds his Fortress of Solitude, all of those type of things, like that's a lot of things that we kind of still need to see. We don't need to see, but it's definitely things that they could capitalize on. And I'm gonna keep mentioning that the vibe that I get when I hear this is Sam Raimi Spider-Man, but for Superman. James Gunn's Superman is going to be very similar to Sam Raimi Spider-Man, and I think that even though people want something a lot more like cosmic and grandiose from Superman right now, I think this is the best thing that we could get, because it opens the door to something beautiful. You know what I mean? For me, I don't want just a Superman story for the sake of a Superman story. Like, it's like, oh, I wonder what happens if we do this with Superman. I want like a crazy story that interconnects into other DC projects, that comes to one big event. Like, that's how comics are. Like, there's a whole bunch of things that are happening everywhere, and then boom, you get this one big event that comes together, that brings every story together and makes it freaking awesome. It makes it beautiful. It makes it, and just like literally changes the way people view media and changes the way people view content. That's what makes freaking the MCU so amazing, is because they took these stories that, as far as I know, no one really knew that they were going to be so interconnected when it all started, and they just made something insane to where we go to the theater to watch the Avengers, and it's like, as a kid, I'm like, wait, that's the same Hulk from the other. Oh my God, that's Captain America from his movie. Wait, that's Iron Man from the other movie. Oh my God, like, it's all connected. It's like a comic book. And then they've only done better with making it more like a comic book, at the sake of losing a lot more of that serious real worldism that they started off with. But I think that's something okay to sacrifice for the sake of comic book accuracy and comic book feel, because, hey, you guys, that's why we love it anyway. That's why we love it in the first place. So I'm really hyped to see this. I'm definitely going to get into this comic. If you guys have like a quick blurb about what All-Star Superman is about, then definitely let me know, because I'm not very I'm not very knowledgeable about this specific comic run. Nighthawk, my man, says, sup. What's up with it, Nighthawk? How you been, my G? How's your Friday? I hope you're having a good one, my brother. Gambling is active for the super fam and bro ventures alike, so y'all can, gamble by pressing ! gamble and putting in the amount that you want to. Let's see. Top. And then what is it? Wallet, I think it's wallet. So another comic that they're going to be using is The Authority. I didn't even know about The Authority until James Gunn said their name in that video. So I am definitely interested in figuring out what this is about. If anybody knows, I would definitely love to know, but this looks like it's going to be badass. The thing that I keep saying this reminds me of is like, the Illuminati mixed with like Thunderbolts and Suicide Squad, all in one melting pot, like just put together. Like the vibe, the feel, the look of it, it just kind of feels like a little bit of a ragtag team, but a team that will definitely some shit up. You know what I mean? Like, like they will do some fucking shit up. You know what I mean? Like they and I'm here for it. It looks really cool. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like I'm super here for this, yo. So let me know how you guys are feeling about this. If you've read this comic, let me know. If it's on your list, let me know, because I definitely need to see this For real, for real. I'm interested. I'm interested in it. I'm all the characters. I just want to know. Like bro, right here gives me low key like a Punisher vibe. Like, what's up with this man? Like, I need to know what's up with bro in the back. He reminds me of Shang-Chi's dad, but from the comic books. Excuse me. Seeing a new DC team is going to be amazing. Ah, yes, yes, Nighthawk. I agree so much, bro. I can't wait to see this new DC team. It's gonna be awesome. We need to see, bro. I'm gonna keep saying it. Like DC is too big. Their universe is too big. Everything is too grandiose, man, for them not to have a humongous universe where things are just being mentioned and dropped. And this is something that you guys can look at with James Gunn. He was already expanding the DC extended universe more than any other DC project ever had ever. Like the Suicide Squad and Peacemaker did more for the world building of the DC universe than anything else. That's how we got like Batmite. We found out more stuff about like Argus. We found out more stuff about everything, different heroes. We found out so much shit through those two shows, and we really wouldn't have known anything about them if it wasn't for that, you know? That's how we found out that Aquaman be fish, you know? Like, we found out all that. We found out all that stuff, bro. It was very informative. It really helped us, you know, establish what we were going to be getting into in the new DCEU. And everyone was really excited. And it wasn't for, it was like, oh my God, yeah, this was awesome. I can't wait for what comes next, because if this is what they're doing now, just imagine what they're going to do in the future. And now the guy that made us feel that way in the first place is running DC. Like, yeah, bro, we're in good hands, yo. We're in Allstate. Are you in good hands? Like, yes, we are, bro. We are in very good hands. I'm just nervous about the regime. You feel me? I'm not nervous about James Gunn. I'm worried about the business dudes that be like, oh man, maybe we shouldn't do that. But supposedly none of them are really there like that. Zaslav seems like he's a very hands-off type of businessman. He's the type of guy that puts certain people in place so he doesn't have to worry about that job, which is the way it's supposed to be. You hire people like Kevin Feige so you don't have to look over their shoulder. You know, you hire people like that for that reason. And if they want James Gunn to be their Kevin Feige, then they're going to have to stop. They're just going to have to let him kind of do what he does. Give him a budget, see what he can do with it. And I think that's what has been the formula for Marvel from the start was, hey, what can we do with this? You know, that's how they got their endorsement money with Audi, you know, all that stuff. Like, yo, we are going to do everything that we can to make something amazing. And now DC's in that same spot. And hopefully The Flash is good as they say it's going to be. There's a lot riding on that movie. Another comic, Batman by Grant Morrison. Omnibus. Batman Omnibus, Volume 1. This seems awesome as well. I don't know. I have never heard of this one. But it looks like it's going to be legit. Too legit to quit. But most Batman stuff is pretty awesome. Except for the stuff that's not, of course. But if you guys know anything about this, let me know. The Lanterns is my most anticipated DCU show. Yeah, I need Green Lantern. I need Green Lantern because I need the dynamic of the Justice League to be a little bit more than just based off of what we know on Earth. You know, like characters like Green Lantern and Martian Manhunter, they introduce us to a wider like universe all the way. Every other character basically is ground level. Even you know, Superman is from space, but he's ground level. He protects Earth. He's an Earth guy. He's an Earth dude. And I know Marisu had even pointed out that James Gunn said that the Lantern show is going to be more terrestrial. So it's not going to be that outer space type of vibe, but it is going to be a mystery cop type of thing, which is what sounds like, you know, more of the strat. So it's just up in the air at this point to see what's going to happen. And I'm here for it, though. I'm definitely here for the Lanterns. I think it's going to be dope. And I think it's hard to do stuff without the Green Lantern, yo. I don't know why. I know he's not like I don't know. To me, he's like a pivotal character. Like not having the Green Lantern is crazy. To me. Damian and Bruce is going to be fire. Yeah, bro, and like we were just even talking about, it's not just gonna be Damian and Bruce. It's gonna also be is this one right here? It's not just Damian and Bruce, but Gunn is looking to cast the entire Bat family for this film. That also means Batgirl's going to get recast. And Gunn and Affleck have been talking to find some films for Affleck to direct, and this is trending in that direction. Affleck has always been wanting to do his own Batman film. He had a script for his own solo film, but now it looks like he's getting to make good on that project. So Damian, Dick, the rest of the Bat family, Ra's al Ghul, Talia al Ghul, League of Assassins with Ben Affleck attached to direct it, yo. That's basically what we're looking at for that Batman. And I think all of that sounds insanely amazing. Like I'm all the way here for all of it to the maximum degree. And then finally, Absolute Swamp Thing by Alan Moore is the last comic book that bro said, that James Gunn said, that we should, check out for the feel of what's going to be going on. And right off the back, they're going into legitimate every level of the DC universe right off the bat. Whether you can see it or not from the announcements, they are going into every aspect. So we're gonna get ground level, we're gonna get the cosmic level, we're gonna get the supernatural level. We're getting all three of those things, and those are kind of the big three things. And we're getting all three of those right off the bat, and but in a small way, we're getting a big introduction into just a taste. We're getting a big toe into the water and that's it, like nothing else. And I'm here for this, yo. I'm telling you, it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing, like amazing. So yeah, these are the comics to go and cop and read to kind of get a feel for what the new DCU is gonna have the vibe of. These are the vibes that we're gonna get, and hopefully by Monday when we come back, I will have at least half of these in my brain with some knowledge and understanding of. I've currently been going through the Green Lantern comic stuff right now, and I think I'm pretty sure I'm at the beginning, early stages of the Sinestro War, or I just finished the Sinestro War and I'm going into I think I'm going into Blackest Night. I think I'm going into Blackest Night right now. So once I finish that part, I'm gonna get into all of this because I just really want to get I've been going through and getting my DC knowledge up recently. So I'm trying to get all of the comic book nerd shit down. So if you guys got anything else that I should know as a nerd, definitely let me know, because I'll read up on it, do my research, so I can know what the hell I'm talking about. Because I like to know what I'm talking about. I don't like to just be talking out my ass. I like to have some type of idea of what's going on. What if James Gunn gets M. Night Shyamalan for Justice League Dark? That would be actually fire. Hey, actually, I'm not even against that, to be completely honest. That might be wild. Or have him direct like a Constantine movie or something. That shit might be fire. I'm not gonna lie, that sounds wild. I really want James Gunn to get a lot of the directors that did stuff at Marvel and let them kind of have a little bit more free reign at DC to see what that would look like. Like, I really, like, could you, okay, hear me out. Could you imagine, like, a Red Hood or Nightwing Russo brothers movie or something like that? Like, holy shit. Whoa, that would be insane. Or even like a Green Lantern Russo brothers movie would be ridiculous, fam. Like, I think that would be, oh my God. I think that would be crazy. I think Russo brothers Green Lantern would probably break our brain, like our legitimate brains would melt out of our head cases. And I'm hoping we get something like that. I mean, being at Marvel is such a family type of vibe. Like it wouldn't even be beef with them. And Kevin Feige is such a real guy, yo. Like, yeah, give it to me, baby, give it to me. Russo Brothers Justice League would be insane, bruh. But I'm thinking, like, you know how Russo Brothers did, what is it, Civil War? Is that what it was, Civil War? Like, or Winter Soldier? Or did they do both of those? I don't know. But whichever one of those it was, I'm just thinking, like, oh, man, that would be so saucy to get that, bruh. Like, put some sauce on it, baby. But Russo Brothers Justice League would be insane. Or Young Justice. Russo Brothers Young Justice. Oh, shit. Titans. Woo! Freaking Deadpool Deathstroke movie from the Russo brothers. Oh shit, son. What? That would be crazy. That would be crazy. Yeah, I'm here for all of that. For sure. How you guys feeling about it?
A few moments later.
Oh. Oh, man. I'm super here for all of that stuff, yo. It sounds like a complete vibe. I think Superman Legacy is going to be an amazing movie, for real. I think all of this, like all the stuff that we talked about today, is going to be awesome. I know, like Mike Beasley said, though, a lot of this stuff is still a time a ways out. It's not like we're going to see this production on the Batman Brave and the Bold start anytime soon. There's definitely still going to have to figure out, like, who is going to be all of these characters. We still don't know who our Superman is. If you guys don't know, my vote for Superman so far has gone to Wolfgang. Wolfgang is like basically kind of my vote until I see someone that looks better than my G, like, to be completely honest. No, this isn't it. Where's that? Is this it? I'm just looking for the picture so I can show you guys what Brett looks like. The way I feel about Brett is I feel like Wolfgang looks like Henry Cavill and Tom Selleck, like, mixed together. Nope, that's not it. My bad, y'all. I thought I had it up. Yep, here we go. Oh no, this isn't it. I'm tripping. Let me just duplicate that, and then, because this concept art, I want you to see what bro looks like, and then I want you to see the concept art as well, because the concept art is ridiculous. There we go. I was like, gee, come on. Bam. All right, so this is the, oh my goodness. Let's get my big ass head out the way. This is the guy that's in the name that's floating around currently. For Superman, and I'm like here for this, yo. I'm telling you, I'm here for this. I like the look. I like the vibe that he has right here. This definitely seems like it could be a good fit for Superman. I don't know how you guys feel, but yes. Like, yes, bruh. Like, this guy looks really good as Superman. Like, he fits that bill very well, I think. His overall Like the overall vibe, just from how he's standing and looking right now, I can imagine this Superman talking to Batman and like being like, but Clark, like, you know what I mean? Like, we need to do this or something needs to happen, you know? Like, I just like this vibe. I like the vibe. It gives me a good vibe from him. Russo brothers for the new Batman film. Oh my God. Yeah, that would actually be crazy. I think the Russo brothers would do Damian Wayne a lot of justice, like pun intended. I want the dude who plays Superboy in Titans for the new Superman. Okay. I will say that he gives me the vibe of the picture that they used for the announcement, like when James Gunn was talking. You know that picture of Superman when he's like sitting with his like arms and his legs or whatever, and he's like kind of looking back or whatever. That's kind of the vibe that gives me as well. He's definitely I think he's a good Superman. I think he's a really good Superboy though. I'm not gonna lie. I think he's like almost too good as a Superboy to be a Superman. Because he's like the live action version of what we got from Young Justice. I wouldn't mind Wolf though. Wolf gives me the Superman overall vibe, the young Superman vibe at that, you know, like I've been Superman for like my whole life, but I really don't know what I'm doing. Like, you know what I mean? He definitely has the look. Oh yeah, I agree. And then look at this concept art. Like, bruh, look at that. That shit is crazy, bruv. Like, woo! This man looks insane. I could hella see this. Like, to the max, I could see this. This is damn near how Henry Cavill looked when he was younger, you know? This is how Henry Cavill looked 15 years ago when he first played Superman. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, I could just see this man talking to someone. He gives me Superboy Prime vibes though, for real. Let me know how you feel about that, Mike Beasley. Like, he definitely gives me Superboy Prime vibes more than anything, you know? Like, he gives me the vibes that he about to come through and he really about to start just shit up. Like, he about to come through murdering people possibly. Like, bro, really like he could be Superboy Prime for show and just come through wrecking the universe. But you know, still, like, he like, this is crazy. I don't know how I've never seen this guy before. I've never seen him act. I've never heard him talk. So I'm strictly going off of looks with what I'm saying, and I am all the way for this fan cast right here. Like, I am fan casting it to the peak degree. And I don't know if any other names have entered the fray for Superman or any other characters for that matter at this point. But I am super here for this. Oliver Jackson Cohen is my choice for Batman. I have no idea who that is. Let's see. Oliver Jackson Cohen. Okay. He gives me more of like a Green Lantern vibe to me personally, but I think I could see him being like a Batman. But I could see him being like Hal Jordan or Guy Gardner or something like that, you know? Maybe even I don't know. Yeah, I don't know who this dude is. I don't even know who this guy is, to be honest. I don't know who I would want Batman to be. Like, I don't have any casting opinions for that. Yeah, that's a good look for real. Man, yeah, bro was looking like Superboy Prime for real, for real. I was like, oh, shit, that's low-key uncanny. But yeah, yo, I'm super hyped, bro. I'm super hyped. Like, I'm super hyped for the future of DC Universe. It's going to be pretty insane. I think none of us are really ready for what's going to be happening. It seems like James Gunn knows that none of us are going to be ready, and that's why he's kind of bird feeding everything at this point, because he's like, Oh yeah, you guys think you know, huh? You guys think you just know my stuff is gonna be terrible, or you guys just think you know my, no. Watch, I got you. And then we're going to shit bricks in the theater because we're gonna think that is gonna be trash, and it's gonna actually probably be one of the most moving and heartfelt Superman stories that we've ever got live action in the history of ever, which is honestly what I am totally here for, because that's what Superman does like all the way. So I'm here. I'm here for it, baby. Give it to me, in every way, shape, or form. Yo, that was mad spicy. I didn't mean it like that. I promise. Um, but yeah, yo, let me know how you guys feel about all the crazy stuff that we just talked about, and then just to kind of put a little, not to put a little bow on it, but just to kind of retrace our steps from what we kind of started the week with with the crazy what our crazy announcements that we were going through. Let's see, where are they at? This isn't it, I don't think. Is this it? No, that's the old one. Oh, I think this is it. Yeah, this is it. Okay, I found it. I found it. All right, I kind of just wanted to talk about God Emperor Doom again, and Kang. I kind of just wanted to talk about Kang and God Emperor Doom one more time, just because I know a lot of people were a little triggered on Monday when we were talking about Kang the Conqueror and how he's gonna be showing up in the MCU throughout the multiversal saga. And I just kind of wanted to reiterate a couple of things, talk about a couple of my opinions on what I think is going to be happening. We're getting closer to Ant-Man Quantumania. We're hearing amazing things. I think some people just saw the first 20 minutes not too long ago. So there's going to be a lot of more. There's going to be a lot more like news drops and stuff getting closer to the movie. So we'll be sure to not get into any spoilery things or anything like that when it comes to Ant-Man Quantumania. But when it comes to King the Conqueror and what we're going to see in the future, we are always going to get nerdy about that. So let's see what Mike Beasley had dropped on us earlier this week. And it was I told you about the characters that will show up in this film. Basically everyone, including the Fox Universe characters. We know Kang Dynasty will lead into Secret Wars, and as I've been telling you, Secret Wars will be multiple movies and Disney Plus series. Secret Wars is way too big for just a singular film. The backdrop of all of this is the Kang Multiverse War. Keep that in mind. And the reason I'm really bringing all this kind of stuff up again is because I'm now seeing people say like, "Oh, Secret Wars might be a two-part movie," and it's yo, Mike Beasley told us that a while ago, and we've been talking about it from that standpoint. So I just want to remind people, that Mike Beasley be having stuff, be having shit right. So be careful with everybody else that you see on the interwebs, because it'd be very iffy sometimes. I ain't gonna lie. But check this out. God Emperor Doom will face off against Kang. But God Emperor Doom will be a variant of Kang. He will fight the Avengers, he will fight the Fantastic Four, and he will fight the X-Men. And from that X-Men fight, Magneto will rise up and lead the charge against God Emperor Doom. Which Magneto? Michael Fassbender, who was supposed to cameo in WandaVision and Multiverse of Madness. He will reprise his role here. So we're gonna see Kang not only be this God Emperor Doom variant, but from what we've heard from the last like 2 to 3 weeks, we're going to see Kang be variants of multiple characters. And when I say multiple characters, I mean some of the most powerful characters in the Marvel Cinematic Universe are going to possibly be variants of Kang going into the multiversal saga. And that's going to be the cause of this Kang multiversal war. I am super here for this. I'm super nervous about this, but I'm super here for it regardless. And I can't wait to see what the hell is going to happen. It's going to be really weird seeing Kang everywhere. I'm not going to lie to you. but I'm super here for it. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm here for it. Jonathan Majors does a really good job at playing different roles, and he also even recently came out and said something in an interview where he was basically talking about when he went from playing he who remains to Kang the Conqueror. He didn't bring any of the same mannerisms or thought processes for the character into the other one. He treated them as two separate roles completely and coming in them as two different characters completely. And I think that's amazing. I think Marvel should require every actor that ever comes in to listen to Comics Explained and go through whatever comic book run of the character. Like, it should be mandatory. Like, you should mandatorily have to listen, like, to all of the comic book stuff about the character that you're going to be playing so you understand what type of role you're getting into. We do your own rendition of the character, but base it off of what the character is going to be doing, you know? And I'm super here. I can't wait, yo. We're supposed to see Miles Morales. We're supposed to see, the Venom symbiote taking over Tom Holland's Spider-Man, i.e. the post-credit scene that we saw at the end of Far From Home, and just different things like that. We're going to get a lot of payoff in the future, and I'm super here for it. I am super here for it. I'm so ready for Ant-Man Quantumania, yo, and I'm so ready for all the other. Like, when do we get another Disney Plus show? I need to watch something. I've like almost officially ran through everything again. I think now I just have to finish She-Hulk, and then I just got to go back and watch like all the Phase 4 movies. Cause I'm watching all the shows first, and then I'm gonna go back and watch all the movies, and then I'll have watched all of Phase 4. And I definitely appreciate it more the second time around rather than a lot more than I did the first time, just because, we were coming off of COVID, like emotions were high, and just a lot of stuff. And a lot of people were like, okay, Marvel, we need you to kind of help us and just give us that good old fashioned content that we love and need. And then Marvel was like, nah, bro, we changing up everything. And some people were like, hey, this is actually still good. And some people lost their complete ever-loving mind. So, I think now that we have a better footing with the MCU and what we're going to be going forward with, that hopefully all these shows and movies that we get this year are going to be next level. Like even Wakanda Forever still kind of felt like they didn't get their footing all the way, but that's a good movie for them to not feel that way because of the loss of the great Chadwick Boseman and all that. With having to deal with that, they still came out with a banger of a movie. So I'm hoping Ant-Man Quantumania, I'm hoping The Marvels, I'm hoping like Echo, I'm hoping all these things that we get this year are actually bangers. Because if they're not, it's going to be a little nerve-wracking and it's going to be a little wild moving forward. I think Echo is the next thing that we get. I think it's Echo and then Secret Invasion or something like that. It's like Echo, Secret Invasion, and then What If or something along the lines of that. I can't remember what the exact slate is for this. Let's see. 2023 MCU releases. Phase 5, baby. Oh, Guardians of the Galaxy. That's right. We're going to have some heartbreaking movies, my G, this year. All right, so we got Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, and then What If, then Secret Invasion, then Guardians, Loki Season 2, Echo, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, The Marvels, Ironheart, X-Men 97, Agatha Covenant Chaos. Yeah, and that's it for this year. But Agatha Covenant Chaos is going to kind of be like how WandaVision was, to where it's like at the very beginning of next year or at the end of this year going into next year. But it's going to be a banger of a year. I think Loki Season 2, Secret Invasion, and that's it, are going to be the ones that really got to be extra good to keep fans like kind of satisfied, you know, like because we know those characters and we need some deliverance from those characters, and we need a little bit of recalibration back to what we all know and love. And I think Secret Invasion is going to do a lot of that. And Loki season 2 has the possibility of doing a lot of that. And we're supposed to see another variant of Kang in that. And then Echo is supposed to be a lot more supernatural than Hawkeye was. What I saw a lot of people say is it's going to be more Moon Knight than Hawkeye. So be ready for Echo to kind of rewrite what it was in the previous one. But we are supposed to see Daredevil in that, and we are supposed to see Kingpin in that, and that's why I'm like, Echo kind of has to be really good too, because that's going to also be having some characters reprising the role that we already know and love. I'm super nervous for Ironheart, just because the Ironheart suit from Wakanda Forever was legit trash almost. Like, I was not a fan of it in almost any way, shape, or form. So we're definitely gonna have to. I'm really interested in what's gonna go on there. I'm kind of thinking that they purposely made her look whack like that, so when we see her in the show, we don't have like a certain level of expectation to that they need to meet, and and then they use in the show, they maybe give it a little bit better CGI, and then we're like, oh, okay, at least it doesn't look like it did in Wakanda Forever. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's how I think they might have gone about it. But I think the story for Ironheart could be really good. Ironheart has the potential to have a lot of connective tissue into this new MCU that we haven't really seen yet, and I can't wait for that. I think it's gonna be pretty dope, to be honest. And then X-Men 97 is gonna be wicked for sure. I'm pretty sure X-Men 97 is going to have some ties into the multiverse stuff that we're doing. And we're going to see those cartoon characters come to live action as well. Like, those are going to be a lot of the animated stuff that we've seen so far is basically multiverse content. The Spider-Man show that we're going to get with Green Goblin taking the place of Tony Stark in Spider-Man's life. That's going to be basically just another multiverse, and we might even see that Spider-Man and some of those characters come into live action into the MCU, and similar with, like, What If, all that type of stuff. I mean, we saw Captain Carter in What If, and then legit saw her in Multiverse of Madness after that. Wasn't the same Captain Carter, but it was it was the variant type of thing. So that was just a really dope thing for them to do, and I think they're going to probably do that more often with the things that are coming in the future. And then we're going to wrap up the year with Covenant Chaos, which is definitely going to probably be one of the dopest things ever. We're going to get a lot of witchcraft. We're going to get a lot of ties into the Scarlet Witch, a lot of stuff going on over there. We're supposed to see I don't know if we're supposed to see Hulkling in that, but I know we're supposed to see Wiccan, I believe, in that show as well. And we're going to basically see a whole bunch of other witches and whatnot. And then Ironheart has to do with magic and witches and shit too. So that's going to be dope. And Agatha Covenant Chaos is no doubt going to spin into Strange Academy that we talked about a little bit about too here on the channel. And Strange Academy is going to be basically the MCU's Hogwarts. So that's all going to be dope. Speaking of Hogwarts, I just bought Hogwarts. Yo, I am super hyped to play Hogwarts when it comes out. I don't know if I should. I think I'm going to play it live on my Twitch channel. So you guys should definitely go follow me on the Twitcherooski. Because that's where I'm probably going to be playing it at. But I think I might take that content and then, actually put it out here on the stream on YouTube as well for our Marvel Bros channel. So you guys can, like, watch those videos either in, like, 30-minute increments or whatever the case may be. But I think I'm going to do, like, a 24-hour stream on launch day, and basically just play it 24 hours, get it in, play as much as I can, just kind of vibe out and have a really good time. And I'm super hyped for that. So make sure y'all tune in, make sure y'all tap in, because it's gonna be a vibe. Because it's a vibe all the time. Yes, sir. I don't know. I think I'm gonna stream tonight. I might not. I don't know. I'm kind of hungry. I got to see what my wife is doing, what my kids is doing. I hope all you guys have an awesome rest of your evening. I appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in with your boy, because we definitely been having a good time. You know, you guys are awesome. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys. You guys definitely rock socks. We talked about a lot of awesome things today. I can't wait for the future of this nerd culture. Like, what a time to be a nerd. Like, those shirts are definitely coming soon. Shout out to the man, the myth, the legend, Mike Beasy, for coming through with so many W things all the time. Yo, like, for real, coming through with those W scoops. Definitely rock. If you guys haven't already, make sure you drop a like and share on the stream, because it helps out tremendously with the things we do around here. You already know we're going to be live on Sunday for The Last of Us, baby. The Last of Us is basically the best show on television right now. I cannot wait for this next week's episode. It's going to be fire. No brimstone. So make sure you guys tune in and vibe out with me then. Once again, I appreciate you guys. And as I say all the time, make sure you stay awesome, stay nerdy, and stay marvelous. Excelsior.
All you gotta do is visit our website at www.marvelous.com and buy some merch. Represent Superfly. Or you can join our Patreon to get early access to content, patron-only streams, giveaways, private Q&As, and those sacred watch parties. We appreciate you guys. We'll catch you on the next one. Excelsior.
On today's pop culture news update.
And on today's pop culture news update,
On today's pop culture news update,